superintendents across the state, when you do reorganization meetings, call the meeting to order, and that's my job tonight. So if you could join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, that would be greatly appreciated. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So the first order of business tonight is a reorganization of the school committee, and my job is to seek nominations for chairperson of the Sebago School Committee. So are there any nominations for chairperson? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do the roll call. Thank you for reminding me. Roll call tonight, and I'll ask who's present. Donnell Allen?
Here.
Rich Cooley. I apologize. Wendy Newcomb?
Here.
Jennifer Skinner?
I'm here.
And our newest committee member, Emily Stacy. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you. Here.
She's here. So we have a full committee tonight. And so the first order of business is to elect a chairperson. So I'm going to open up nominations. Do we have a nomination for chairperson for the Sebago School Committee?
If Donnell would accept, I would nominate Donnell.
So we have Donnell. Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a nomination, we have a move and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. And you didn't vote for yourself? Did you vote for yourself?
Can I? I don't.
Yeah, you can vote for yourself.
I'll vote for
That's
myself.
unanimous.
All right. There we go.
5-0 vote. Congratulations,
Thank
Donnell.
you.
So now I'm turning the meeting over to Donnell.
Okay, so I would like to thank everybody for voting me in as chair again, I guess. And I'm looking for nominations for a vice chair.
I nominate Rich Cooley. If you would like to be
Sure.
continued.
Last year.
Oh, you want it?
Are there any other nominations for vice chair? Hearing none. All in favor of Rich Cooley as vice chair?
Aye.
It's unanimous.
Excellent.
Okay. So then,
Thank you.
thank you, Rich, for taking that again.
Subcommittee assignments, that's the next one.
Okay, so we all should have in our information, I think, the list of subcommittee assignments. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Rich on budget and finance. Would you like to remain on budget and finance?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. And you don't have an option, you have to be on it.
Right,
so.
I know, I like it.
Okay, then we have negotiations, and
You
What-
don't need that.
we don't really need that for next year.
Right.
However, if
Yeah.
something came up that needed to be negotiated, would you be willing to continue to do that, Rich?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, thank you. Operations. We currently have Jennifer on operations.
I would like to keep that. I like it.
Great.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So we have another one that perhaps our new person would be interested, Emily.
I
It's
mean,
a-
I'll be frank about the committees. The operations committee is probably one of the most important, just because we have so much work to do with the building. So if you have any interest, I would highly recommend it, but.
Yeah, because we could have two committee
You can.
members. So if you have any interest in that, Emily, just let us know. Operations.
Yeah, so we talk about the grounds and the building. We're gonna be looking at some projects this year, potentially to bring to the voters on doing some upgrades to the siding and the windows in our kitchen and our gym, our tiny little gym
Okay.
there, so.
It's an extra meeting.
It's like
Starts an
facilities
hour
and
before the
maintenance.
committee meeting.
It's an
Yeah, it
hour-long
usually starts
meeting,
at 5.
once a month, yeah.
Yeah.
The same day as our committee meetings.
So right now we have Jen, do you wanna join that? I'm not trying to put pressure on you.
No,
Do you
yeah,
need time?
I'll stay on the
Yeah, Jen's gonna do it,
operations.
do you wanna do that, Stacy, or?
Yep, I can do that.
Oh, great.
Okay, all right.
You can tag out during like baseball season.
Yeah.
and whatnot,
Okay, great.
so.
Yeah.
And I just called you Stacy when I should have called you Emily, I apologize.
Okay.
And I butchered Rich's name, I'm sorry.
So we also have the formerly sixth grade committee, renamed Space Needs. You know,
I'm wondering if you
I-
really need that
I don't
committee.
think we
No.
need that because I think that should maybe just move into operations.
Correct.
Aha.
Okay,
Because we
Great.
don't need that many committees.
right,
No.
We, you
I'm
know,
with you.
And
We
this
just
one is
don't.
sort of obsolete at this point.
it
so.
is.
Yeah. it is.
Outdoor classroom, Rich, you are on that and I am on that. Do you wanna stay on that? That one, actually, we don't really have much left to
Right,
do with it.
You don't, and actually, I think, there's only a couple more meetings,
That could be operations.
That could be
too.
operations.
that could be operations as well.
Same
Alrighty.
people.
Exactly, let's do that. And there, then we have gifted and talented, and that is
There's only twice.
you guys, Lou and John and Dell, and teachers,
I think maybe gifted and talented and mentoring might be combined,
yes.
you know?
What was that again? I'm sorry, the
Gifted and talented and mentoring,
We
mentoring?
don't have a committee for, but
Yeah.
you can make that.
can you write in mentoring?
I mean,
have-
it's,
I have some experience.
Well,
with
this
it.
right here,
Do you? Oh, that's great.
yeah, I was.
we're
gonna-
starting this, we don't necessarily have to have a school committee member on it, but you're welcome. But this is really designed for in-house work on programming for students.
Yep.
Remember how we're making the change? It's gonna have John work with Dell and others particularly in grades 3 through 5, to come up with programming. I just put that in there kind of as my own,
Yeah.
thinking. I don't think we need to have a school committee on there, a member on there, but if you want, you can.
Yeah, I mean,
they'll be meeting during the school day.
Yeah, I mean, we really don't need
Yeah.
to have that, and Emily, just for your benefit,
Yeah.
Historically, our gifted and talented person was only serving 2 students in the entire school,
Sure.
and we're really trying to focus on
Right.
capturing all of the gifted and talented folks.
Yeah.
The mentoring committee was, it was originally developed by Chris Carrier, who's a former school committee member, and it just we never really were able to get it off the ground. The thought there would be to either have middle school kiddos or high school kiddos mentoring some of our kids that need extra help. And if you do have experience with that, I think it might be a good thing for us to at least try
Yeah.
to push forward.
That would be good.
And it wouldn't have to be like a committee meeting, it would really be
Right.
kind of a side project.
Yeah, that's something that I
Okay.
just started a new program
Mentoring.
where I am.
Let's,
Alright,
That's
I'm gonna
great.
put Emily under mentoring and we will,
Emily, okay. All right.
and then we can,
Of course, we have, the school board, everyone's on that. A
Yeah.
school committee, that should be. I
Yeah.
gotta fix that.
oh yeah,
Okay.
look at that,
Committee,
put a quarter in the jar.
yeah. And then policy, that's the committee of the whole, right?
So Emily, you're on that too, because we all are.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But we do that during our workshops. Typically, we meet the fourth Tuesday of the month, unless there's a holiday coming up, and then we do it the Tuesday before. I think we're gonna have to meet on a Thursday in June this next year, because all the Tuesdays are gonna be used up
Right.
by the town, so, yeah, but that's pretty much what, so we'll do, if there's any kind of committee, like outdoor classroom, it would meet at 4. Or
Right.
space needs would meet at 4, well, no, that's now operations,
Right.
operations meets at 5, written in stone, because I've
Correct.
gotten some feedback on that. And then workshop is at 6, which is open to the public, but nobody ever comes. And that's where we workshop whatever, mostly policies.
Yes.
And then 7 o'clock is our meetings. And we've got, we'll get it out to you, we've got a draft of a calendar for the 25-26 school year for all of our meetings.
Okay, great.
So that you can actually put it on the calendar now, and then you know when the meetings are, yeah, alright.
And I'll go over that with you
You're
during
welcome.
orientation.
Okay, great.
So you don't have to worry about it this summer, we're not meeting
We're not trying to
until
overwhelm
August
you right now.
26th, so,
Okay.
yeah.
The attendance and dropout is really an I just combined all the meeting, it's not, these are departments, more of an admin, this just kept me organized
Yeah.
to see who's where, but that's more of an administrative team.
Okay.
Same way with Gifted and Talented.
Okay.
But, I mean, what you have for your size district, the committees that you have are perfect. You have a policy committee, which you need, you have a budget committee, which you need, negotiations when needed, and operations. I think that covers just about everything.
Yeah.
I think you're in great shape with that.
Okay. All right, so that takes care of committee assignments. Minutes from the June 10th meeting. Has everybody had an opportunity to go through them? I know it's a quick turnaround. Yeah. I didn't see anything. And Emily, you weren't at that meeting, so
Right.
you
You
don't
abstained.
have to worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I didn't find anything.
How was her meeting with, the students? Didn't she do that today, or was that yesterday?
I think it was yesterday, yeah. Reese was
Oh.
gonna meet with.
Oh, yeah.
For the
Yeah.
fifth grade teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don,
I didn't even
doing
ask
well.
Richard about that,
Oh,
but
good.
I assume it went well.
By the way, we have a full staff.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm so
That's
psyched.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So just so you know, we entered an agreement with MSAD 61 for the music
Oh, for the
position.
music teacher.
Good.
And we have returning art position, we've got Heather coming back, I'm gonna have a high risk one comes up, I offered her an agreement today. And Dell's coming back as the OT, and so we have a full staff right now.
That's great.
Yes.
Psyched.
Oh, that is
That's
great.
great. Yeah. Boy,
Okay, so I am looking for a motion to accept the minutes as written for June 10th.
So moved?
second it.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Okay. That was unanimous.
I wanted to add one item to talk about kindergarten, just a heads up,
Yeah.
it's brief.
Yeah.
You
Oh
can
wait,
put
we
it
have
wherever you
minutes. Oh, accept vote, oh, we have to accept that? That's why you put that in here. Hey, you
So-
know what? If I read this.
Yeah, you've gotta do that.
Yeah.
Who made the motion for the minutes? I'm sorry, I'm taking minutes.
I
Rich.
did, and then
Rich?
Wendy
I
seconded.
seconded
Wendy's
it.
Thank you. So, annually.
So it's required by law.
Yeah, annually, after a vote, you have to vote on accepting the budget validation referendum results, and there's two questions. One is the budget, and the other one was do you wish to continue with the budget validation referendum process in Sebago School Department for an additional 3 years? You vote on that every 3 years. But tonight, your motion needs to be just to accept the votes from the budget validation referendum of June 10th. And then after you vote on it, I sign a document, and then it gets sent to the state.
Okay, so, looking for a motion, and if you want it, it's written out right here.
I move to accept the votes from the budget validation referendum of June 10th, 2025.
I second.
Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Okay,
Passed unanimously, and the motion was
that
unanimous.
was unanimous. So it was Wendy
Wendy,
and
yep.
Jennifer
Great.
this time, and, okay. So that takes care of that, and then action items, we need to set a retreat date, which.
Should we go bowling?
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a
That's
bowling alley
awesome.
down,
Yeah, Wyndham
These are
or
falls.
Gorham.
There's,
actually heading the other way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, your
That's
Parsonsville, I
oh,
think.
there's one in
These are
Flagler
falls.
Falls, but there's also,
One in Fiber.
what is the one in Gorham called?
Gorham is the,
Oh, that's a big one.
it's like the train station.
Yeah.
Is it
So-
Bowl?
Junction
Junction
Bowl,
Bowl, yeah. Angelina
yeah.
had her birthday party there.
What have you done in the past? Do you normally like, would I order dinner for you and we'd meet? It depends, you know.
Normally, we've met
It's a public
on-
meeting, you have to meet in public, but I can get food for you if you
Yeah,
want.
but public never came.
Right, but it's still, they're welcome.
Yeah, I
They-
mean,
they have
normally
the right to come.
we did it here and
Yeah.
it was,
In
you
the
know,
library and,
not so exciting.
yeah.
Yeah.
We had snacks.
You don't have to televise that because it's a workshop,
Yeah.
but it's still a public meeting. I was recommending you do something in early September. That's why everything's fresh on your minds and if that's
To do the
okay.
retreat then?
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
and then we could
fine.
do it in the evening. I can order pizza or something for you or whatever you like. I can do that.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
If you want to throw some dates out,
Okay, well,
Tuesday or Thursday night would be.
Maybe.
would work.
I don't know, does Thursday work for anybody? Tuesdays get filled.
I mean, I can come in at a different day too if you need me to.
Yeah,
I
Thursdays
can
are really good.
Come in on a Wednesday if you want.
Or what?
Are good for me.
Okay. Oh, you,
No,
okay,
no.
gotcha.
Do we have meetings in July or August?
August just on the 26th before
Okay.
school
Yeah.
starts,
In
yes.
July we're skipping.
July, we're
Typically you do that, yeah.
Yeah.
summer
That's-
vacation, Rich.
That's pretty
Oh,
typical
I'm down
for,
with that.
that's pretty
Yeah.
typical for school boards,
Yeah.
that they take that month off.
And we can thank Lou for us being able to take that
Yeah.
off, because, yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna say, the retreat last year, I think was in July, wasn't it?
yeah.
Mm.
It's traditionally been in July, but I like September, I think that's great.
Mm.
I can do the 18th or the 25th.
How about the 18th?
I'd rather do the 25th.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, the 25th is the same week as our other meetings. That's cool. Is everybody good with the 25th of September? Okay,
Until it approaches,
all right,
and then you'll say,
Right.
I don't know about the
all
25th.
right, so,
Okay,
that doesn't require voting though,
no, it doesn't.
no.
No.
I'm gonna write that right on here, so it's
What time
September.
would that be?
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
whatever time you want.
Yeah, what time would work best for everybody?
The earlier the better for me, depending on everyone else's schedule.
I can do it,
You can do
Anytime.
earlier,
yeah, I can do whatever.
I can do earlier.
okay.
Well, I can do after 3.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, so, Rich,
yeah, like
throw a time out there,
3:30 or,
3:30,
yeah.
can you do that, Jen
Yep.
and Emily? Okay, great.
3:30?
3:30, after school's out,
Well, I can get some goodies and drinks. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
all right.
Get goodies and drinks.
After school snack.
Right.
All right, so that'll be good.
Thank you, okay.
Write that down.
And then, you wanted, can we add one item? Just want to give a heads
Yeah.
up on kindergarten.
It's
okay.
just discussion, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So,
So-
I want you to know that we have right now 19 kindergartners scheduled to come in the fall. And typically, I've been told anyway, that historically, you end up having 2 or 3 more that come in. And you don't have a policy, and I think I'm gonna work on a policy for you on class sizes. You really don't have one, and I think you should have some guidelines. And so if we get to 22, I'm not necessarily recommending we would hire another kindergarten teacher, but we may have to look at a regular ed tech. And then we'd also need to look at a different classroom like the music room because of the size. And you don't want to get too far over 20 because they're little kiddos and
Yeah.
they're real first experience in school. And so I'm mindful of that. But
Would it make sense to move kindergarten to the music room now?
That's what I said.
I'm just, cause it sounds like it's gonna.
I can talk to John about that.
That's a good idea, rather than waiting.
Cause it's, if you look at the difference
Yeah.
in sizes, it's pretty apparent, you know?
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
a lot of work to move
Um,
that room too,
Well,
so you
there's
would.
just a lot of energy in
Yeah.
kindergarten, as we all know.
And I
you
also,
wanna
we have
do
a
it sooner
student,
before the-
Yeah,
yeah.
we have a student that lives like 1/10 of a mile outside of Sebago. And back in March, I didn't know what the enrollments were gonna be. I said yes to a superintendent's agreement. And I was kind of happy we, had some parents who want their kids to come here. So I did agree to that. So I'm feeling like, oh, maybe I should have waited. But,
no,
and I don't think it's fair for me at this point to say to that parent, sorry, you can't
Oh,
come because of the
yeah.
numbers.
Yeah.
No,
So I really want to welcome that child here.
yeah, that's a good idea.
it would probably be good to cap it at, 22 or 23 at this point.
Yeah, I think we need to have a discussion. I can come up with some type of recommended policy, and it's just a draft. It's up to you how you want to go. But typically, if you get to 23, you're really looking at, maybe having 2 kindergartens,
Right.
Because you got a lot of bodies in that
No,
room.
it is.
And I know in other classes, like as they get older, 25 is really the cap for, first, second, and third grade. And then when you get into 4th and 5th grade, you can go a little bit higher.
Mhm.
But I really worry about over 20 for kindergarten, to be honest with you. But we'll see what materializes. We could have kids that move out too. We don't know for
Yeah.
sure. But I may have to come with a recommendation for hiring an ed tech in the fall. But I just wanted to give you the heads up. I have no action item tonight on that, but I just wanted you to be prepared for that.
Mhm.
And I can even have the kindergarten teacher come in and talk with you as
Could
well.
we take a look at neighboring towns as to what their caps
Oh,
are?
absolutely, yeah.
Just because,
Yeah.
I mean, as we go forward, this budget vote 36
I know.
months away from failure, so, as we go on.
Yeah, and I know, we did a lot of policy work in York when I was superintendent there, and they do have recommended class sizes, and that was used to really help them craft their budget.
Mhm.
And because I don't like to have it just be loosey-goosey, to be honest with you, because it depends on who the superintendent is, who the school committee is. It'd be nice to have some type of number that you would say, okay, this makes sense to move to another classroom.
Right.
I mean, I love the fact that we're getting more kids, but the challenge is the space, right?
Mm.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword,
Right.
so. Anyway, so that was just my heads up on that, that's all, I just wanted to make sure you knew that.
Okay,
That's all I
do we
have.
have an executive session?
Yeah, I have one
Oh.
quick item, I know Rich, I told
Well,
Rich I'm
wait,
gonna go.
wait, that-
Oh, I know,
okay.
so you have to make the motion to go in, and then I'll go turn that off.
Okay, so we need a motion to go into executive session,
Pursuant
about
to-
personnel pursuant to MRSA 405-6A.
6A.
So moved.
Wendy,
Second.
Jen,
Okay,
All those in favor?
Thank you, Rich.
and it is 6:30, and I promise I will get you up short.
all right, so you have to do volume and then the X, right? I think
Yeah,
that's
there's
it.
3 things I have to do.
Yeah, you can
I have
just
to turn up the volume,
Just pull up the plug.
Right.
That would work.
hope I do this right.
Right.
All right, that's off. And then I need to go to the X. And then are you sure you want to start streaming? Yeah.